Hello, everyone out there in the Megaverse. I'd like to welcome you to the Techno Wizard Show. Yeah, this episode is going to be about the not. I'm going to go through character creation, but I'm going to dice it up into little bites. That being said, welcome to the show. Like, share, subscribe. Heck, I just breached I think 50 people following me. Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. If only I can get the money flowing, that'd be a great idea. But hey, I have a job. That's why this doesn't get done all that much. But that being said, we're going to go into character creation. This is going to be the primer. I'm going to basically go over how you should come up with a character concept, and I'm going to go over everything from there's the mechanics of it. But here's one of the kind of pinnacle images in Rifts that describes what you're doing. You're making a character. It's something you want to play. Some people do samurai, which is really cool. Elves, cyborgs, mages, power armor pilots. Oh, here, let me go in. This is one of my favorites. The old Glitter Boy pilot. Glitter Boy pilot's great. Now, every one of these characters has flaws. They have problems. They have issues. If you play the character correctly, you'll always have sort of this. You'll always be lacking in some area. That's why you join a group. And when you're joining the group, there's kind of think about things when you're making your character, and this helps with all the players, is if everybody looks at this as like, okay, well, we have to form a team, and there's niches. And, okay, so there's like the thief, you need to repair, you need warriors, definitely, you need the brick house, you need the one that fights, you need the magic user, you can have the psionics in there. And with the Rifts, luckily, there are characters that you can get that aren't like masters of one, but have a whole bunch of skill in everything. Like a Mystic. A Mystic doesn't, kind of straddles the line of mage is all I got. Although, Mystic for me is a little too hippie-ish. But here's the thing. You want to make a character that you're going to have fun with. And you want to make sure that the character fits into the group. I.e., if you have a group of total and complete warriors, okay, cool. You can smash anything. You got a Borg, a Cyber Knight, a this, that, everybody's got guns in it. That's great. When you're running out of ammo, you're headed to shop and you're paying, hopefully you got some money while you were getting shot at. Now that kind of works like if you want to make like a military platoon and it's a whole bunch of guys. Well, there's the standard soldiers, which are really good guys and good guys with guns. They can be individual characters, but they can also just be people. They can be individual characters, but they can also just be grunts. That gives you a great but the thing is that in sort of role playing, the best way I think, you can have that soldier thing. You're part of an army. You go where the order orders you to. You have to follow orders. It's not really an adventure kind of setting. The adventure kind of setting is one where you're part of a group that is brought together somehow to find something, make money, all the sort of standard kind of things. And when you're making that character, you want to have fun doing it. Now, you also need different player characters within that group. Now, the mixture that works the best is you have one stand-up fighter. He usually tends to be kind of a leaderish. Sometimes that depends on the person who's playing him. Here we go. Let me get this one up. No, that one. Yeah, like this guy. This is kind of I'm a headhunter. This is probably be closest to a headhunter in the game, i.e. he's got one cyborg arm, kind of a little thing in his face, but he's either a headhunter or he's a soldier. Kind of a general grunt soldier. Gun, ready to go. Flash and ready. Probably the good guy. He can kind of form a leadership position, but it depends on his player. Because sometimes guys who play soldiers are great lieutenants. And let's go through this. Number 9. Like this one's a little hazy. But yeah. See, like the mage. Mages can often be very good leader characters because they... when the warrior's fighting, he says, "Oh, it doesn't like iron." She knows that, or he knows that, or the mage knows that. But when you've got to compose a group, and due to American lore and American, how do I phrase this? Storytelling in America has always been kind of like the Western kind of storytelling. And that's where a lot of these games come from. Primarily before this, you had like King Arthur. King Arthur's story became about the knights and all that stuff when it hit America. Before then, it was all about King Arthur. They were individual characters. They were knights that went and did stuff, but they weren't like the Americanized version of everything is Firefly. It's a Western in space, and everybody has a specialty. Like this guy. This guy's in the group, probably the heavy hitter or basically the walking brick wall that takes up the damage. So nobody cares when, okay, he needs repairs. We all need to buy him MDC steel so we can patch everybody back together. Again, that goes back to this concept of a group. When you're making the character, you've got to figure out where he fits in, where they fit in. Now, there we go. This guy, see, now here's the thing. This guy could even be the leader. It depends on who's playing, like I said. But this guy's like a rogue scholar or rogue scientist or just a general geek. The guy is very knowledgeable, but not very competent. Usually this is kind of like your starting level character where he's just got a bunch of scrolls and he's out there, I want to learn everything I can about dragons. Okay. At the end, he'll probably still have the scrolls. He'll just have a computer, a body armor on, and a couple magical trinkets on him and knows how to use them. Beyond that, yeah, this one is kind of a really good one, by the way. This looks like a wilderness kind of scout person, so they tend to fill a certain role. Like I said, roles in the game are going to think about this like a Western when you're making your characters, or you're working with other people, or you're the GM trying to bring a group together. Think about how the characters interact with each other. This person would be great to be in a group that is adventuring, because she knows the terrain, she's wilderness survival. She can always go out there and handle herself. She will work great with this guy, because this guy's a heavy hitter. He doesn't have to go hunting and have to figure anything out. She kind of goes, the enemy's over there, and he goes and pounds them. And, you know, this guy coming along would also make sense, because if they're looking for, say, in Risk, discovery of the past, that would kind of work. Now, this guy's there to identify things, learn things, unlock things, because that, by the way, I tend to do that in games where it's more than just shoot 'em up. I want them to solve puzzles and discover history and all that kind of stuff. Now, this guy in the group, yeah, okay, cool, but you need, like, a Glitter Boy pilot. Makes sense. The Glitter Boy pilot's a fairly good one. Makes basically the heavy hitter. Actually, probably the heaviest hitter in the whole game. And then, you know, like I said, what we can do is go back to this. There you go. Another guy who fits into the group. I want you to think when you're making characters, when you're a GM or you're a player character, is the group. Because that's kind of how the game functions. You can't RPG with just two people. It doesn't work that way. It's not fun. But like I said, when character creation, it's a Western. Think about like Serenity, even Aliens. Each one of those guys, like each one of the Marines in the ship kind of had a different role. Two heavy hitters, you had a science guy, you had the guy that was like, yeah, I don't like this, I got a bad feeling about this, man. Anything like that. You have to build a group in character creation. Your specific character has to kind of find a role. Now, in Rifts, they have OCCs, RCCs, and you can combine those, go straight this, straight that, whatever, and you can fill one of those niches. It's like the worst thing in the group is to have all the heavy hitters. Okay, you just came up to the fortress doors. The fortress doors are indestructible. Oh, it's got a magic lock. Anybody know magic? You know, and then the GM constantly has to bring in like NPCs to get you through things. It's much funner in a game when one of the characters is smart enough to figure it out or understands magic, or okay, well, yeah, we need to do this, and then I make this symbol here, and you know, stick the fairy's head in the toilet and flush it. Oh, the door opens. That kind of thing. You don't want it so that, you know, it's all one-sided. And there are guys I know that run hack and slash campaigns where it's boom, 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 destroy everything, go home. Boom, 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 destroy everything, go home. Boom, 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 kill everybody, boom, come home. It doesn't work that way. It's not that fun. I like builder campaigns, like I said. I like ones where you are a group. Now, that's the key in character creation, is finding your niche in that group, filling a role, and figuring out where that role is. Some other things to consider, like if you're more, well, older like me, moral questions. Is your group a moral group or is it an immoral group? I don't like people in my campaigns who like play evil. It's just flat up I don't. I don't get playing that character. I don't want it in my campaign. You're evil. No, sorry. Yeah. Bad guys are evil. You're good. You're supposed to act good. Have a moral code to yourself. That's what makes you a good person. That being said, you need to make a group. The group kind of all has to fit together. You can't have like a lawful cyber knight and lawful good person, and his best buddy is diabolical evil. They wouldn't be friends. There's no way in this planet both those characters would ever get along. No matter, I don't care if they would grow up next to each other and are twins. They would be twins that hate each other. You got to have a group that fits together. Like most of mine, I will have one principal character. That guy tends to be the guiding light of the group. Then there are guys, scrupulous, like Han Solo, unprincipled, like, I'll get into alignments later, but you need to kind of have them all kind of on one side. And you can have kind of one character that kind of skirts that edge, but you can't really have one in the group that's a poison pill that is diabolical evil out for themselves, because a group of good people will, we need to smuggle these people, a diabolical evil person will be like, okay, well, if I turn them all in, I get more money. Okay, cool, I'll just turn my entire group in, and the people they're trying to protect, and he ruins the game. It also tends to ruin the game just because the guy everybody who wants to play a good character, and then you have one guy who wants to play a bad character, it tends to ruin the game. He tends to have this sort of drag effect on it, and everybody takes their time where their character, they know their characters would be like, what are you doing? No, you don't do that. No, that's wrong. And having these moral quandary questions that take bloody forever. And, as a GM, it gets really annoying when the guy sits there like, well, why isn't this moral? It's just, you killing kids. And I don't, it's like Neverwhere Nights in the back. There's several quests in there that are skirt the line. And you have to be moral good or moral evil, something like that. But at least make sure you're all in the same alignment. If you're making a group as a GM or a player character, try to find your place in that group. Think of the Western. Like I said, you have the spy. You have the guy with dynamite who's always smoking something. That's always the funniest character to me. The guy, dynamite. He doesn't care about explosives. He literally just lives around them. There's also the knight, the mechanic. Mechanic can be a very great character to have. I mean, that's initially what I played. I wasn't a good shot. I just basically took the biggest gun I could find, pointed it over the wall, and kept pulling the trigger until it ran out of ammo. And the other characters went, to the left. Oh, good shot. You hit one. You made him angry, but you hit one. There's also things like, think in a group like the sensor kind of character, the character field thing, the character that deals with magic, the character that deals with psionics, or a character that deals with both. All that kind of stuff. When you're building a character, think about the group. That will provide you with the most fun, that will provide the group with the most fun. And being a stinky little bee, pardon the better, wait, it's not a kid channel, being a stinky little bitch, and making a guy who's a complete jerk to everybody really kind of screws over the game and probably will get you thrown out. I have literally had guys campaigning with, we threw them out because that's all they were. They were whiny, it was done. Anyway, with that being said, I'd like to say hello to everyone in the Megaverse. I'd like to say like, share, subscribe. By the way, the art in this thing I found online or in the books, so if you do know the artists and they want to put their names in the credits for this, that's great. I'll put you up. I'd love to share your artwork and get it out there and get some more artwork out there. This artwork's awesome. But like I said, that being said, we're here in the Megaverse. Stay safe, stay out there, enjoy your liberties and freedoms. Oh yeah, and I'm from the Republic of Texas. That's my place in the Megaverse. That being said, like I said, like, share, subscribe. I keep telling us to repeat that for some reason. Probably because it works. Anyway, have fun, and I do know, Chad the Man.